The space you've entered today is more than just a meditation or energy session. This is a soul retrieval journey, one that honors every part of you across all incarnations. Let's take a moment to talk about what soul retrieval really is. Soul loss is what happens when a part of your energy, your essence, disconnects or steps away in order to protect you. It's not gone forever, but it separates from your main field because in that moment, staying whole didn't feel safe. This can happen during experiences that were too overwhelming, painful, confusing, or even just emotionally intense for you to fully process at the time. Think of it as this: imagine a child who's been repeatedly told to stop crying or that their feelings are too much. Over time, that child might tuck away the part of themselves that feels, that cries, that expresses vulnerability, because they've learned that that part isn't welcome. That tucked away part, that's a soul fragment. And unless it's invited back and made to feel safe, it stays hidden, affecting the way we show up in the world, the relationships we attract, and the emotions we struggle to fully understand. So, soul loss isn't always about big traumas. It can also happen through small, repeated moments where you had to shut down or shrink yourself just to get by. But here's the good news: those pieces of you aren't gone forever. They're just waiting for safety, waiting to be called home, waiting for you to say, I'm ready to live as all of me. Healing is remembering who you were before the world told you to be someone else. So, soul retrieval is the process of gently calling those parts back home. And here's the truth: soul retrieval isn't just about calling your energy back, it's also about returning what was never yours to carry in the first place. This could be energy you absorbed from others, wounds that have passed down generationally, roles you felt forced to play, responsibilities you took on out of love, fear, or survival, and identities you clung to because you didn't know who you were without them. What isn't yours will be released. What is yours will be remembered and welcomed back. This session is here to support you in that process, to bring your energy into wholeness, integrity, and truth again. We'll be moving through your emotional body, mental body, physical body, energetic field, and spiritual essence, clearing, restoring, and retrieving the soul pieces connected to each one across time, space, dimension, and all layers of self. And don't worry, you don't need to try hard. You don't need to force anything. You just need to allow. So before we begin, give yourself a moment to arrive, to land fully into your space, to let the outside world fade a little and come back to yourself. Find a position that feels supportive, whether you're sitting upright with your spine relaxed or lying down with your body fully at rest. Let yourself settle in without any need to adjust or perfect anything. Feel the surface beneath you, whether it's your bed, a chair, or the ground beneath. Notice the way it holds you. Feel the contact points where your body meets the earth or the structure supporting you. There's nothing you need to do right now, just notice. Begin to slow your breath without force. Let the inhale be gentle and let the exhale be even softer. And with each breath, give yourself just a little more permission to release tension. Let your shoulders drop, let your hands rest easy. Unclench your jaw, soften your belly. This isn't about getting anywhere. This is just about being here, in this body, in this breath, in this moment. Now that you're fully present, we open this space with intention. Let's go ahead and invite the presence of your higher self, the part of you that holds divine knowing, clarity, and compassion across all time and space. We also want to call in divine source, the pure, unconditional love, the origin of your soul's essence and all of life. Let's also welcome your spirit guides, the beings who walk beside you, seen and unseen, aligned only with your highest good. We call in your ancestors, both biological and non biological, those who walk in integrity, light, and wisdom. Let's bring in your family of origin, the spiritual family you've traveled with across timelines, and the keepers of ancient remembrance who walk with you right now. We also invite the ascended masters, soul keepers, and beings of light who are assigned to the work of soul retrieval, guides of integration, healing, and return, guardians of time, memory, and truth, those who understood the soul's journey through fragmentation and wholeness, and hold the codes to help bring those parts home. We ask that only pure, loving, and truth aligned energies, beings, and frequencies be present in this space. This is a protected container. No energy of deception, confusion, manipulation, or interference is permitted here. Only beings and frequencies aligned with divine truth and love may enter or remain. Let all aspects of this journey be guided, protected, and supported. Let this work unfold in alignment with your soul's readiness in perfect timing and with full consent from your higher self. As you enter this journey, let's go ahead and set the intention that you are open, willing, and able to receive this healing and this transmission across all levels and layers of yourself, physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, and spiritually, across all timelines, dimensions, realities, and versions of self, across creation and anti-time. And may this work unfold for the greatest good, the most benevolent outcome, and the deepest healing for all involved. And so it is. And now we begin. We start with the emotional body, the field where unprocessed feelings, emotional wounds, heartbreaks, and suppressed truths have left energetic imprints. Here we make space to clear and call back all fragments scattered across emotional experiences, such as, but not limited to, moments of emotional shock, where the soul froze and never fully returned, experiences of intensity, where emotions surge too big or too fast to process, unfinished emotional cycles, grief, joy, rage, or love that got interrupted, denied, or silenced, emotionally charged environments, households, schools, jobs, lifetimes where emotions were weaponized or feared, soul contracts and karmic loops, where emotions were manipulated, distorted, or trapped in repeating roles, choices made in emotional overwhelm, where you split from your truth just to feel safe or get through it, emotional echoes from other lifetimes, where feelings or attachments still haunt, bind, or anchor your field, energetic imprints of what could have happened, timelines, relationships, or truths left unrealized but still felt, spiritual grief, spiritual truth that comes from remembering your light while feeling stuck in heaviness, emotional confusion, clarity, or collapse, where you felt deeply but couldn't act or acted but couldn't feel, heart vows, promises you made in pain, loss, or heartbreak. I'll never love again. I must protect myself at all costs. I don't need anyone. Religious, cultural, and traditional programming. Emotional restrictions passed through systems, teachings, or lineages that told you how to feel, who to be, and what to suppress. Family emotional patterns. Inherited emotional responses like guilt, fear, shame, or emotional silence that were modeled as normal. Environmental grief. The emotional weight of witnessing harm to the earth, animals, or nature, especially for sensitive and empathic souls. Collective emotional traumas, shocks, and wounds. Fear, sadness, or outrage absorbed through war, displacement, social injustice, or global tragedy across timelines or incarnations. Other lifetime emotional wounds. Unresolved betrayals, losses, guilt, or longing that still echo in the present. Soul level loyalty. Emotional attachments to people, timelines, or identities that no longer serve but feel hard to let go of. Energetic cords or entanglements. Emotional residue from old relationships, friendships, teachers, or karmic mirrors. Emotional vows of invisibility or sacrifice, where your soul may have chose silence, smallness, or service at the expense of self-expression. Buried grief and survivor's guilt, especially from collective loss, personal rebirth, or being the one who got out. Emotional suppression through control, when emotions were micromanaged, policed, or weaponized by self or others. Unspoken longings, the ache of what was never lived, voiced, or claimed. This is the wide net of emotional memories, beyond logic, beyond stories, beyond exploration. Let's go ahead and have your spirit team work on these on all levels and layers. Let the emotional body soften, expand, and remember what it means to be whole. Not because every emotion made sense, but because every emotion mattered. Go ahead and allow your higher self and your spirit team to release these threads from the emotional field, gently, revertingly, and with full permission. This is not about fixing your emotions. It's about liberating the emotional body from every place it got stuck. Let your soul feel safe again, to feel it all, to heal it all, to return its natural state of presence, peace, and truth. We now open the field of the mental body, the space where your identity forms through thought, logic, memory, and learned perception. This is where ideas shape your reality and where illusions, distortions, and inherited mental grids can keep your soul small. Today we call in full clearing of what no longer aligns. We now call in the highest guides, guardians, and soul teams to clear and dissolve every outdated belief, mental contract, and inherited idea. Rewire the mind to perceive through the lens of truth, presence, and soul alignment. Unplug from collective mental programming that promotes fear, division, or comparison. Let's go ahead and retrieve clarity, curiosity, and inspired thought that's been buried under mental overload. Restore the natural intelligence of your mind as a sacred bridge, not the master, but the channel. Let's have your spirit team reclaim the mental body as a peaceful, imaginative, and sovereign space. Let's go ahead and open the timelines, imprints, programs, templates, inheritances, and identifications when it comes to mental rigidity, the attachment to being right, needing to know, or always needing answers. Control programming, the mind's tendency to overplan, overanalyze, and resist surrender. Survival logic, beliefs like I always need a backup plan, trusting people is unsafe, or I must be 2 steps ahead. Looping thoughts, mental spirals that replay the past or obsess over the future. Negative biases, an unconscious attachment to expecting the worst or scanning for danger. Learned helplessness, believing this is just how things are and shutting down possibilities. Black and white thinking, where your mind can't hold nuance, fluidity, or multiple truths. Chronic overthinking, when the mind becomes louder than body, heart, or intuition. Internalized gaslighting, doubting your own truth after being conditioned to question your reality. Mental exhaustion, from years of hyper awareness, masking, or trying to figure it all out. Imposter syndrome, the mental narrative that you're undeserving, unqualified, or always faking it. Perfectionism, mental programming that says anything less than flawless isn't acceptable. Over intellectualizing, analyzing instead of feeling, thinking instead of trusting. Generational and ancestral thought patterns, ideas rooted in generational trauma, fear, or societal roles. Religious or cultural indoctrinations, dogmas that limit free thought or create mental guilt or shame. Educational conditioning, systems that rewarded conformity and punished originality. Soul contracts of limitation, where you agree to stay small, quiet, or unseen to survive. Psychic interference, implanted thought forms or mental fog that doesn't belong to you. Judgmental inner dialogue, an internal voice shaped by criticism, ridicule, or external authority. Energetic overstimulation, from constant technology, media, or collective psychic noise. False beliefs around success, like I have to suffer to succeed, or if I shine, I'll be punished. Mental burnout from spiritual bypassing, trying to think positive instead of processing truth. Shame around confusion, the belief that not knowing makes you weak or wrong. Misalignment with truth, when the mind is disconnected from your deeper knowing. Thought based self protection, keeping people at arm's length by overthinking intimacy or vulnerability. Mental templates of isolation, the belief that no one understands you or that you're too much mentally. Repressed ideas and visions, creative mental energy shut down out of fear, criticism, or shame. Fear of losing control, keeping the mind dominant so you never feel too much or not enough. Mental shame from past decisions, replaying regrets or punishing yourself for what should have been. Obligation based reasoning, making decisions based on duty, guilt, responsibility, or fear of disappointing others. Beliefs rooted in punishment, such as I need to earn peace or life has to be hard to be meaningful. Compartmentalization, splitting off parts of your mind to function when the soul was in pain. Let the mental body be released from the burdens of fear, distortion, or over identification with logic. Let your soul's intelligence flow back into the mind, illuminating every corner with truth, clarity, and trust. Let your mind become a vessel, not of control, but of connection. We now open the field to clear and restore your physical body, the sacred vessel that holds every memory, impact, and imprint from your soul's journey across time, space, and lifetimes. This is where soul meets skin, spirit meets structure, and energy takes form. The physical body carries the residues of past traumas, the echoes of inherited patterns, and the cellular memory of every choice, every contract, and every sacrifice. Let this be a remembrance of what your body has carried and a return to what it was always meant to be, a temple of vitality, wisdom, and wholeness. Let's go ahead and bring in your spirit team to work through the following, but not limited to these, of course. Trauma held in the tissues and bones, shock, accidents, surgeries, medical procedures, and physical violations that left non beneficial energetic residue. Nervous system dysregulation from prolonged stress, hypervigilance, or traumatic loops. Stored pain from incarnations of persecution, punishment, martyrdom, or suppression of truth. Inherited physical ailments or vulnerabilities passed down through bloodlines. Cellular memories of being enslaved, exiled, abused, starved, or abandoned in incarnations. Energetic exhaustion from carrying roles, responsibilities, or burdens that weren't yours. Body based contracts of suffering, aging, punishment, or unworthiness. Heart walls and energetic shields that were built around the body to protect from emotional or physical harm. Distorted body image perceptions programmed by societal, familial, or cultural expectations. Vows of invisibility, silence, celibacy, or service that are still encoded in the physical field that are bringing in negative or non beneficial frequencies. Environmental toxins, electromagnetic overload, or collective density that your physical body absorbed to protect others. Sensory disconnection, when your physical body numbs out to avoid feeling pain. Generational and ancestral imprints of disease, infertility, chronic fatigue, or pain. Stagnant energy held in the organs, joints, or fascia from unprocessed emotions. Imbalances from overgiving, burnout, perfectionism, or people pleasing stored in the muscle memory. Energy siphons or cords that drain life force and disrupt the body's natural rhythm. Religious or cultural body shame, from ideologies that labeled the body as sinful or unworthy. Imprints of poverty or over sacrifice, where the body was last to receive nourishment, rest, or love. Stored cellular grief from losing children, partners, homes, or lifetimes. Sexual trauma, body betrayal, or violations of consent still held in the root and sacral centers. All frequencies of disease, distortion, or dysfunction that doesn't align with your soul's divine blueprint. Let's go ahead and call upon your spirit team, your higher self, your ancestors, and source light to release, remove, transmute, reprogram, forgive, and restore the body across timelines, dimensions, and incarnations. Let your body be cleared of pain that was inherited, absorbed, or encoded. Let it be rewritten with the frequencies of healing, balance, and harmony. Let the body remember how to feel safe, soft, strong, and sovereign. We're going to ask your spirit team to invite in divine hydration, recalibration, nervous system repair, cellular regeneration, and full soul embodiment. May your body become what it was always meant to be, a fully awakened instrument of your soul's light, wisdom, and purpose. Up next, let's go ahead and open to clear and restore the energetic body, the unseen architecture of your soul's field. This is your aura, your life force, your frequency blueprint. It holds the energetic imprints of every person, place, thought, and interaction you've ever encountered across incarnations. And while your energetic body is built from resilience, when overloaded, pierced, siphoned, or burdened, it begins to dim, fragment, or distort. Let's go ahead and bring this energy into coherence. We honor its story, we clear its wounds, and we return it to its natural brilliance. Let's have your spirit team work on the following: energetic leaks, where your life force is drained through unhealed trauma, cords, or old contracts. Cords of attachment to people, places, timelines, or versions of yourself that are no longer in alignment. Energy siphons from family members, lovers, clients, or collective energy that latched onto your light. Spiritual parasites, entities, or energetic interferences picked up in vulnerable or unconscious moments. Stagnant or blocked energies caused by unprocessed trauma, dense emotions, or spiritual bypassing. Tears, holes, or fractures in the auric field due to shock, betrayal, heartbreak, or psychic attack. Chakra imbalances or distortions from overactivation, suppression, or trauma-related closure. Outdated soul contracts that keep you entangled in karmic loops or servitude. False energetic identities or projections placed on you by others, especially in codependent dynamics. Energetic implants or tracking devices from other life traumas, soul level interferences, or outdated soul missions. Overgiving and empathetic overload, where you're unconsciously absorbing emotions and energies that are not yours. Unconscious agreements to carry collective pain, ancestral burdens, or density from others. Environmental energy pollution, absorbed through technology, noise, crowds, or chaotic spaces. Past life, future life, or other lifetime wounding, still encoded in the etheric field, influencing your current behaviors or choices. Frequency dissonance, when your vibration is not in harmony with your inner truth. False light programs, spiritual illusions, or guru attachments that distort personal sovereignty. Energy from suppressed rage, grief, or unspoken truths lingering in your field. Interferences from old teachers, lovers, authoritative figures, or systems that still access your field. Karmic residue, the energetic remnants of lessons already learned and contracts already fulfilled. Any and all distortions that prevent you from embodying your full spiritual sovereignty. We're going to call in your spirit team to clear, remove, reprogram, realign, and seal your energetic body with divine precision. Allowing yourself to release the siphons, close the holes, dissolve the cords, and transmute the interferences. We're going to ask your spirit team to call back your light from every place it was lost, given, or taken. Having your spirit team reintegrate your energy in its most true divine sovereign form. Let your field be recalibrated, let your frequency rise, let your aura radiate wholeness, clarity, and truth. You are no longer a sponge, you are a sovereign, radiant soul. We now open the space to clear, restore, and realign the spiritual bodies. These are the realms where your highest essence, divine memories, soul truths, and multidimensional light resides. This is where distortions in your relationships with Source, identity as a soul, and your original divine blueprint can create deep disconnection or confusion. Whether from spiritual lifetimes, karmic interferences, or collective programming, these disruptions can block your ability to embody your light and walk fully in your divine purpose. Let's go ahead and bring in the templates, the imprints, and programs, disconnection from higher self, spirit, or source, karmic contracts, spiritual vows, or outdated soul agreements, any type of soul loss or fragmentation through trauma or disempowerment, other lifetime wounds around persecution, exile, betrayal, or misuse of spiritual gifts, fear of embodying spiritual truth due to the past being punished or societal rejection, resistance to divine will or fear of surrendering to your greater plan, wounds around separation from the Creator or loss of divine trust, overlays or patterns of martyrdom, savior complex, or spiritual obligation, blocks to multidimensional awareness, intuition, or divine remembrance, imprints of religious control, guilt, or shame around being powerful, fear of visibility or expression of your spiritual mission, distortions in the monadic self or avatar field, collective energies or entities that cloud your soul's voice, soul fatigue from lifetimes, incarnations of spiritual service without restoration, collective programming that tells you that you're not ready, not worthy, or not chosen. We're going to ask your spirit team, your higher self, monad, and source to bring in the highest frequencies of divine restoration. Let all distortions, discordant energies, karmic interferences, soul contracts, blocks, spheres of influence be fully cleared, healed, and released. Let your soul be returned to its full radiance. Let your spirit body be held in full union with love, light, truth, and the divine plan encoded in your divine blueprint. And for anything that remains unseen, hidden, buried, or covered up, anything that has been suppressed or repressed for infinite reasons, influenced by infinite energies, entities, or frequencies, we now call upon your spirit team to tend to these with precision and love. May all that was not revealed, not shown, or not consciously known during this clearing be addressed now through divine intelligence, across all timelines, dimensions, realities, and anti time. Across all layers and levels of your being, we ask that everything be cleared, healed, reprogrammed, transmuted, forgiven, surrendered, and brought back into alignment for the highest, most benevolent outcome for everyone involved. Nothing missed, nothing overlooked, nothing left behind. We've now come to the end of this soul retrieval. You may notice shifts in the coming hours, days, or even weeks. This process works beyond linear time. It unfolds across all timelines, all versions of you through creation and anti-time. So just be gentle with yourself. You may feel lighter, more present, more emotional, or even slightly disoriented at times. This is your system adjusting to the return of pieces of your soul and the release of what no longer belongs to you. Now, some common ascension symptoms after a deep clearing like this may include waves of fatigue or bursts of energy, vivid dreams, emotional release or clarity, physical sensations like tingling, warmth, or heaviness, or even temporary tension in certain areas of the body as your nervous system rewires and integrates the shift. The mind may feel more still or, for some, more active as it tries to understand what just took place. The emotional body may surface hidden truths or create space for more peace. The physical body might crave more rest, grounding, or movement as it recalibrates. Honor each response as sacred. Drink lots of water, Eat grounding foods and give yourself permission to rest and receive. Integration is not something you force, it's something you allow. This work continues long after the video ends. Your soul knows exactly how to weave these parts of you back together in divine timing and intelligence. So trust the unfolding and trust yourself. Thank you guys for showing up today. Thank you for having the courage to reclaim what is yours and to release what no longer serves you. And remember, I'm sending you nothing but sunshine, love,